Today, hundreds of Western New York students will step off a bus and go back in time.
They will. Today, Daybreak's Joshua Robinson shows us how students are learning a unique lesson in making history come alive.
For 361 days a year, this is Robert Emerson, executive director at Old Fort Niagara. But every Friday in October,
I have been expecting you.
He's Major John Random, and he's the first stop for hundreds of students during Fridays on the Frontier, an annual program the fort puts on to recreate the American Revolution in New York State.
When you're sitting in class and you're thinking about King George III and George Washington, and I think sometimes they're almost cardboard characters. They're so remote, you can't relate to them.
The said United States.
And how better to relate than by tossing them back almost 300 years and enlisting them to spy on the British troops inside.
We give them the oath of allegiance to the United States, which is straight out of the 1770s. And once it's determined that they're not going to betray us to the British, we send them on a mission.
But along with their mission, Fridays in the fort are loaded with hands-on learning opportunities. Want to see how gunpowder works? How to properly march in a British regiment? Why not become a blacksmith? And you can't miss the big cannon demonstration every Friday at 11:30. Teachers and parents can see the positive effects almost immediately.
The kids get a chance to, move around. I mean, they're kids. So, they need that chance to move around and just to say, hey, you know what? I'm out. I'm free. And they don't even realize they're learning until it just happens. And they're like, oh, my God.
For most schools, the program is completely free, including transportation, posing as a day of fun. But it may be one of Western New York's best kept educational secret, especially from eager young spies. I mean, students.
I like going in a kitchen, and I like the guy teaching what they used to make or what they used to use to make.
I like the cannons in the house over there. They're a lot of cannons. I like those.
Yeah, I like the cannons too.
I think it's pretty easy to see why. And this year's Friday on the Frontier events are all booked up, but Emerson says they will start accepting applications for next year in the late spring. But the fort is open all year long, including French Heritage Day on November 4th and the Castle by the Candlelight on December 9th and the 16th. John, Melissa.